We welcome you to downtown Houston. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, you think of the dream, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Yao Ming. Yes, things are bigger in Texas.
And I tell you, Ed, the energy in this building is scintillating. The Red Rowdies are out, and they're about to make a difference.
And they're ready for liftoff right now from Toyota Center. And, Jay, you look at Lonzo Ball, so much potential. Number 2 pick in 2017 out of UCLA, but he can learn something tonight with Chris Paul on the other side.
Oh, yeah, Ed, we were on the court before the game, and I was watching CP3 stare at Lonzo Ball. One of the things that I know that CP3 does, he studies the game. He dissects the game, something I would do if I were defending Lonzo Ball. Every time in a half court, and pay attention to this at home, look for CP3 to shade the left side of Lonzo Ball's body. Why? Because that's where Lonzo Ball brings the ball from his shooting pocket to the left side. It doesn't matter what dribbling move Lonzo Ball does. If CP3 can contain him on the perimeter, Lonzo Ball will inevitably bring the ball right to where CP3 wants. And after he establishes that, watch how Lonzo Ball will then all of a sudden try to change his shot, because now his game has been dictated to by the great defensive mind of CP3.
Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Jay, no question. There's an unspoken bond there.
Just on the same wavelength. And how about this? Sometimes a bad pass is a great pass when you have somebody as athletic as that can catch that anywhere and slam it down.
Kuzma to James. Finish that. Harden with it up top. Leads 4. To Westbrook. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
It's James controlling the offense. Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
To Westbrook. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook. Safe to say, notice has been served.
Sometimes things go good, other times things go great. Everything going that team's way right now.
James to Davis. Danny Green, down low for Davis. Can't connect from in close. Westbrook with the basketball. 8-0 is the score. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot from in close, no good. Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Harden to Westbrook. Slams it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
To Davis. James. To Cousins. Kuzma. James. He was all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Off the assist.
I like that aggression early. You never just settle for jumpers. You attack, you attack, you attack. Then when they back off, you'll have room to shoot that, Jay.
That misses with 2 seconds to go. The first quarter's complete. It's been all Rockets. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. It's James controlling the offense. They go down to Davis. Short jumper off the mark. Harden into the front court. Lead stands at 10. Lets it fly from long range. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Not that time. Westbrook across the timeline. The advantage is 13 points. Going to launch beyond the arc. LeBron with it up top. He'll run the offense. Has a look. James shot no good. Westbrook into the front court. His team on top by 13. James clears the rebound. Anthony Davis here against Harden. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
Just a ball-handling wizard, still putting people under his spell.
Harden in possession. The lead is 11. To Westbrook. Tucker to Westbrook. Here comes the screen. Russell Westbrook steps into it. Almost, but no good.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
James, defended by Eric Gordon. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocks it down off the step back. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that man one-on-one.
Russell Westbrook in a matchup with Boogie. Oh, big finish at the rim.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
To Cousins. Rises for the slam. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Capella to Harden. Westbrook to Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He engulfed him that time. Danny Green against Harden. To James. Big finish at the rim.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Westbrook with it. Lead stands at 7. To Harden. Goes to the left side. Westbrook. Shot for James Harden. Not that time. Deep three at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first half. The Rockets with the lead.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Rockets dominated this matchup from the opening tip. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Houston Rockets. The Lakers may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Field goals.
The Los Angeles Lakers just couldn't get any of their shots to go in those first two quarters. They desperately need someone to step up and catch fire for them in the second half. The shooting was certainly worst in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
James into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. DeMarcus Cousins. Consistent effort. He's at 50%. 6'11", 270. That's a massive man. You can make a case there's nobody like him.
There isn't anybody like him in the NBA. He is an absolute bully on the block, can burrow his way through traffic, make it easy, and also possesses that sweet shooting touch from the outside.
That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
Bread and butter, and there are few that can do it better off the screen.
LeBron James matched up with Harden. Here comes the screen. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Off the assist.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Harden. Screen coming. Gordon, defended by Cousins. To Capella. Clint Capella. He's now 5 for 6.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Davis to the basket, but his shot no good. Tucker sizing up Cousins. To the rim, lays it up and in.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
LeBron into the front court. His guys down by 9. Kuzma to James. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
LeBron James, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 73%. And he connects on the first free throw.
I like that.
Able to convert on both free throws. Russ at the controls. To Harden. Rocking the rim.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
LeBron into the front court. 9-point margin. Anthony Davis here against P.J. Tucker. Goes to the right side. Danny Green to Davis. Anthony Davis. He has struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
To Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden against Cousins. To Capella. Down to 5 on the 24. Capella. And the Lakers able to grab the rebound. To James. Driving right to the basket. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Oops, he missed the first one. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. To Capella. To Westbrook. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there, won't go.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
DeMarcus Cousins. He's now 4 for 6.
Oh man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Screen coming. Russell Westbrook, defended by Cousins. LeBron James tips it. And he powers it home. 2 more points for Anthony Davis. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. Jumper's good. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way with the Rockets in front. It'll be Rockets basketball here as we start the fourth quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Harden to Westbrook. Oh, Russell Westbrook. Now 4 for 9.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
James to Cousins. Can't connect from in close. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
Oh, don't see the read, be the read.
Lakers ball. James to Davis. Short jumper won't go down. Westbrook into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. Nothing going here on that drive. James Harden. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Danny Green against Tucker. To Davis. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
It's in the hands of Harden. To Westbrook. Short jumper off the mark.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Kuzma to Cousins. Over to the right side. James. LeBron James. Ooh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Harden in possession. Up 6. To Westbrook. And the basket good at the rim.
It just seems like one of 3 things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a 3. Pick your poison.
James to Kyle Kuzma. Gets it in the right corner. James buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. Fires the 3, and James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down. Now the Lakers gonna use a timeout, but this game's in the balance, and time is of the essence. LeBron James, defended by Tucker. To Davis. Kuzma to James. Here's Davis. The jumper's off the mark.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
It's the Rockets who are victorious as they take care of business at home. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets got the win with a comfortable scoring margin. And the way they attacked the rim was outstanding. Not only is the dunk a high percentage shot, it's also a great way to test the confidence of the defense. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Houston Rockets? The Lakers just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Rebounds.
The Los Angeles Lakers suffered a discrepancy in their rebounding, and in turn, it resulted in a loss. Rebounds are certainly not a glamorous stat, but wins are. And without competitive rebounding, you're not going to get wins.
Player of the game.
And what we have here are highlights worth 1,000 words. There's no question he stood out amongst the rest in today's matchup.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.